Okay, gentlemen, I gave you both my instruction in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. Remember, protect yourself at all times, and you must obey my command at all times. Good luck to both of you. Touch them up.
50 years ago, Emil Griffith took on Dick Tiger as a welterweight champion facing a middleweight champion in Madison Square Garden, and he won the fight. In 1987, Ray Leonard was seen by most as a welterweight when he moved up in weight after a long absence from the ring and took the middleweight crown from Marvelous Marvin Hagler. There have been many others who tried. Can Kell Brook follow in the footsteps of fighters like Leonard and Griffith? We're about to see as he goes against Gennadii Головкин. There was a full-scale wave of speculation on the web, particularly in America yesterday, on the notion that Gennadii Головкin was ill, under the weather, didn't look good at the weigh-in. He and everyone in his camp says there is no truth whatsoever to that. He feels fine, and to us, he looked as though he felt perfectly all right. Agreed, Bernard?
Well, he looks good now, and he's been who he is. He comes forward, he's looking for shots. To me, if this would a guy look like when he's sick, God knows what he look like when he's well. No, I think he's fine. I think it was just a rumor, and he said it wasn't true.
Stalking much more aggressively than he did early in the Lemieux fight, looking more the way he did against Dominic Wade, trying to get in and land power shots. He takes a right hand from Brook as he's trying to land his left hook.
Brook got some swelling and maybe a little bruise from the left hook, from the right eye, from a left hook, from Triple G. Triple G is setting him up, and if he stay on that rope,
body shot, Brook is in trouble. And Brook reaches out and grabs Gennadii Головкin and gathers him to him after Головкin hammered him to the liver with a body shot.
If Kell Brook stay on that rope, he will not survive in this fight. He has to fight his fight. Right now he's being overwhelmed and overpowered.
Uppercut by Brook. Left hook brought the crowd alive. Головкin nodding at him as if to say, okay, I tasted what you got.
Kell Brook is not staying in the middle of the ring. He got hurt. I think he's still hurt. And he has to now find a way to survive this round because Triple G is continuing to put pressure and he's continuing to make his punches count.
Головкin missed with the right hand over the top. Tapped Kell Brook with the left hook. Brook trying to fire body shots of his own to back Головкin off a little bit.
Brook has established that jab more than just one punch. He's throwing a jab, Brook, and throwing one punch at a time and going back towards the rope. He must keep Triple G in the center of the ring and try to at least get him surrounds under the belt where he can go ahead and figure it out.
Triple G is #1 in the sport by Copybox count in landing jabs. There's a good uppercut for Brook. There's a right hand for Brook. And now Головкin comes back with the left hook. There's a mark outside Golovkin's left eye from the right hand by Kell Brook. 15 seconds left in round one. Both fighters have made statements.
Головкin wants Kell to try to get brave and try to be brave because that gives the puncher a bigger chance. Triple G will have a bigger and a greater chance in exchange.
Golovkin's left eye. So both fighters are marked from the action in round one. Veteran referee Marlon Wright staying away and creating some distance to give freedom of movement for Головкin and Brook.
Brook must be active with that jab. He must be consistent with that jab. Not only patient, but consistent. Because if he sits there and wait and take a picture and look at Triple G, then he will receive, and he don't want to be on the end of those punches. He has to be first every time an exchange is being thrown by both men. And if he's not first, I don't believe he can take the power in a long fight with Triple G.
Well, for better or for worse, he's not trying to stay away. Brook seems to have accepted the reality that he's going to have to fight with Triple G. Maybe he wants it that way, and they're trading in the center of the ring. And right now, Brook is getting the better of it as Gennadii keeps his hands back.
But he must not get too brave when he get too comfortable because Triple G is a high percentage knockout punch, but he can't, Kell Brook can't fake about, Kell Bruka can't think about the power, but he must think about what can happen as far as knockdown, hurt like he was before, so he must be conscious of that.
Головкин going to his jab now. Didn't seem interested in jabbing as much in round one. Now jabbing, set up the right hand. And Головkin landing a series of jabs before sweeping a right hand across Brook.
Brook just threw a nice short counter left hook that caught Triple G coming in.
Головkin has not been knocked down in his professional career. And he says never in his amateur career either. 350 fights. 1 minute left in round number 2.
Brook is waiting to counter when Triple G throws one punch or a wild punch. He's waiting to counter. He's a better counter puncher when Triple G is coming in.
Uppercut by Brook. Crowd comes out of its seats, excited by the uppercut. Brook getting in some heavy shots here in round number 2. Головkin gets in a right hand over the top. But Brook comes back with a 4-punch combination. Crowd's getting very excited.
It started with an uppercut. Brook threw a punch, and then he threw the uppercut, and he threw the uppercut again, and then he threw the right hand behind it. He's starting to put his punches together, and if he continue to do this in the later rounds, where he buys himself time, where he wears out Triple G to the point where Triple G is throwing one punch and trying to throw the knockout punch, then he might have something here.
Brook seems to have realized early on that Головkin wants to put pressure on him, wants to put him in a box, and he's landed effective uppercuts in both. Головkin hasn't lost very many rounds recently in his career, but he may well have lost the second round here against Kell Bruka.
Brook must not get too brave, but smart enough to fight a smart man fight.
Referee Marlon Wright is going to call that a slip rather than a knockdown. Головkin totally in agreement.
Now you see
Головkin's putting a lot of pressure on Brook.
He's trying to now rush because what is urgency? Is urgency because he see himself getting outboxed and getting hit with some shots that he never got hit with. And I'm pretty sure his trainer told him to go out there now and start putting pressure and start changing the tone of this fight. He's digging to the body with a 3-punch combination. Triple G, jab, right hand, left hook to the body, and got the attention of Brook. Brook didn't like that combination punch and definitely didn't like that left hand to the body.
And unlike in the second round, when Brook was able to keep a lot of the action in the center of the ring where he likes it, Головkin has been able to get him to the ropes a couple of times here in round number 3. Hard right hand by Головkin. Just misses with the left hook.
Головkin don't want Brook to now get confidence. If Brook continue to win rounds here and there and go into a late rounds, then Головkin's going to have really a serious problem catching up. Not that he's in losing the fight, but he must now try to go ahead and establish his dominance. He's walking in, not even ducking. He's coming in just wanting to throw the power punch, but not be leery or worry about the jab because he's so confident that he can hit Brook and maybe hurt him.
And Brook got a chance at a clean right hand there and landed a glancing blow. If he had landed it solidly, it could have hurt Головkin.
I think he is hurt, Jim. He got hit with a short uppercut just now with the right hand, and Brook is now throwing more than one punch. He's throwing right hands behind the left jab. If he continues to stay poised and pick at shots, but not get caught in a shootout or a fight where he gets the bad end of it.
Brook is trying to build something memorable here. Головkin is trying to reverse the momentum immediately. Gennady gasping for breath. Those people who thought he was ill yesterday may be thinking again that they were onto something. But Головkin keeps bearing in and putting pressure on Kell Bruka here in round 3.
If you look at Brook's right eye, it's starting to swell badly. And Triple G just threw a left and a straight right on that same eye with the left hand.
And Brook comes back aggressively. winning the admiration of the crowd. An excellent third round for both fighters. Gennady Головкin has not thrown what I would call a lot of wild or desperation punches in the fights we've seen up to this moment. But he is swinging away sometimes here against Kell Bruck, seeming to feel a sense of urgency because Bruck, at moments here and there, is outboxing him, competing with him, perhaps won the second round. And Gennady Головкin finds himself, it appears, in the closest thing to a real fight so far in this dominant career.
And some frustrations. You know, Triple G is showing some frustrations because, listen, Brook is actually putting in good boxing, but not running. Boxing, moving, punching, slipping. Every now and then, Brook stays on the ropes and he pays a price, and his corners continue to tell him, don't be on the ropes, be in the center of the ring, or keep moving left to right. As you see on the ropes, Triple G has a shot when he's on the ropes.
And Triple G tried so hard to land something big against Bruck that he dropped his hands and left himself wide open to a Bruck right hand.
Brook face right now.
Is landing some solid punches. Головкin taking them so far.
Yes, and Brook face right now is showing the effect of the power of Triple G.
By the way, Harold Letterman is scoring this off of a television monitor in Los Angeles, where he'll be working tonight at ringside. And we're told that Harold has it scored 2-1 so far for Головкin. He did indeed give the second round to Kell Bruck, as I suggested might be the case. Головkin placing body shots now.
One thing Brook haven't went back to, which was successful to me, was the uppercut. Whether it's coming from the left side or the right side, he hasn't thrown that punch since the first and second round.
And he was successful with it in both the first and second rounds. Головkin sticking the jab.
They both throw rabbit punches.
Both fighters' faces are showing damage from the shots they've landed in the first 3 rounds. Головkin is trying to hammer Bruck to the liver one more time with the left hand. The way he hurt him in the first round. Hasn't managed to land it here in the fourth.
It looked like Triple G is just actually, you know, pushing his punches. Doesn't look like he have any snap on it, Jim. It doesn't look like he have the power that in speed. What I mean, speed. The power is there, but the speed is not there. They seem like arm punches, like he's throwing punches hard, but they're not. They have no snap on it. We call them arm punches in boxing. Brook is much sharper, much cleaner. See the short left
by Brook. Those are the kind of punches that Головkin isn't landing at this point.
And he's getting hit spot on.
Is starting to grow around Brook's eyes as round 5 begins. Let's go quickly to Harold Letterman to see how he scored the first 4 rounds. Harold?
Okay, Jim. I've got it 3 rounds to 1. 39-37, Gennady Головkin. You know, Jim, he keeps pushing him back, keeps landing hard shots. I just think that, he's landing the cleaner, harder punches. But I got to tell you, Jim, Kell Bruck got some jaw. I mean, I haven't seen a guy stand there and trade with Gennady Головkin in God knows how long. 3-1, Головkin.
And Головkin delivers his fiercest rally of the fight as Harold completes that scoring summary. Now Bruck holding out his arms as if to say, you're not hitting me at all, as Головkin does miss a series, but he landed a couple of hard right hands when he first got Bruck to the ropes, Bernard.
And Bruck is putting his hands up like he wasn't hurt, but you know, he might be hurt later by the accumulation of those punches. So I think he should stay focused. I think he was hurt a little bit, and I think that's the reason that you do those things, is to let your opponent know that you're not hurt, but that normally means the opposite.
Bruck was momentarily rubbing his right eye with his glove. Now he lashes out and manages to knock Головkin back with a couple of clean shots.
But he's leaving his feet, Jim, when he throw a punch, and not only is no power on those punches, he leaves himself to get countered like he just did with a straight right. And I believe he's hurt with this, and now Triple G is going to keep him there if he can.
Bruck once again erupts off the ropes. We're only halfway through the 5th round. Головkin is now landing body shots again, as he did in round number 1.
And yes, he is. He's pop shotting right now, as you see in a straight right.
And Dominic Engel in the far corner is holding up a towel. Engel is trying to get referee Marlon Wright to stop the fight, and now he finally throws the towel into the ring, and Gennadий Головкин is going to have a technical knockout victory in round number 5. A sense of anticlimax
Ladies and gentlemen,
at the O2 Arena. And now here's Michael.
Corner, the red corner indicated to referee Marlon Wright to call a halt to the contest. Challenger retires, the winner by TKO victory. His record now 36-0, 33 KOs, 23 consecutive wins by knockout. Still, the undefeated, universally recognized middleweight champion of the world, Gennady Golovkin, a.k.a. Triple